I'm sure you guys know the situation that has been happening with Tesla stock, and at the time of making this video, it has crashed by over 35% from its high, down by $138. And as you can see, as of quite recently, it has crashed by even more. One of the main reasons behind this was Tesla's poor earnings report. But anyway, guys, as I'm sure most of you guys know by now, I am a Tesla stockholder. So my average stock price, my average cost, is around $260, give or take a couple of dollars here and there. But in this video, I wanted to talk about why I'm not buying more into Tesla stock yet. As in, I'm not buying more, but if I see a few tweaks that happen with regards to the fundamentals and with regard to the technicals as well, I will buy more into Tesla stock. Now, in this video, I did want to talk about a couple of things. The first thing we're going to cover is why did Tesla stock crash by so much recently? And then also, I wanted to talk about the growth opportunities that Tesla has to counteract why it has crashed. And then I'm going to finish off why I'm not buying more into Tesla stock. And key word is yet. I'm not yet buying more into Tesla stock. But first, I just wanted to say, sorry for not making the videos for a couple of days. I've actually made a big move to Thailand, which is quite interesting. But I'm not going to talk about that at the moment, but I can make a video on it. If that's something you're interested in. I know most of you guys are interested in the stock market, you know, what's happening with the different stocks, what am I buying, all of that. But, you know, it could make for an interesting video if you guys wanted to learn how I'm actually living full-time off my YouTube income and living in a great apartment here in Thailand. So if that's a video that you guys want, just put that in the comments. Okay, so I want to particularly focus on what has been going on in 2019 with Tesla stock. And 2019, it has not been the best year for Tesla stock. It's down over 20%, a decrease of over $70. So the question then moves on to, why has Tesla performed so poorly this year? And essentially, there are three key reasons why. Okay, first let's start off with what's been happening recently, which is Tesla reported a pretty bad earnings report. So the loss per share from the earnings report was $2.90 per share versus what the analysts expected of a loss of 69 cents. So you've got analysts who expect Tesla to only lose 69 cents per share, and Tesla come along and blow this out of the water and report a loss of $2.90 per share. That's over 4 times the amount that analysts expected. So it does make sense that the stock drops if you miss the earnings report by that much. And also, you were once profitable. Now this quarter, you were in negative profit by a lot. Then on top of this, revenue was also missed. Revenue came out at $4.54 billion versus that $5.19 billion that was expected by the analysts. Okay, the next reason why the stock has exploded downwards is actually because one Tesla vehicle exploded in Beijing, China. As you can see, Tesla are investigating the apparent explosion of a parked car in Shanghai. And luckily, when the car exploded, it did not cause any casualties. And they are unsure which Tesla model caused this apparent explosion. So obviously that does not bode well for the company if you've got one of their cars that has a risk of exploding. Moving on to the third reason that has potentially caused this decrease in Tesla's share price, and that is Tesla are now planning to only sell vehicles online. They are closing most of their stores and are transitioning to a 100% sales online basis. And this decision has created a lot of criticism and controversy, and Wall Street does not like this. It pushed Tesla's price down even further. But if you were to ask me personally, I don't think this is the worst move by Elon Musk. And I actually think it's quite a smart move with foresight behind it. We all know online sales are growing. The consumers are moving from buying things in a physical store to buying things online. Do Tesla really need a physical store paying for all of these employees, all of these location costs? I'd probably say not. Just sell it online, the demand will still be there, and it's going to make things a lot more efficient. So I personally think it's a good thing for the company, but Wall Street analysts, they did not see things the same way as me. So anyway, we've talked about why the stock has crashed and what analysts see as the negatives of the stock. Let me now tell you what I see with regards to Tesla's opportunities and their potential. Okay, first let's get into autonomous driving, because this has the potential of changing everything. And yeah, Elon Musk has talked about this before at the Tesla Investor Day. What Elon Musk revealed at this Investor Day, I gotta be honest, it took me back a little bit when I thought about it some more and when I looked at the figures. So he said something along the lines of this, that the Tesla cars that are driving around now have the hardware to become fully autonomous vehicles, meaning they can drive by themselves, no human needed. And by 2020, Musk expects to have this autonomous feature operating with the Tesla robotaxis on the road. Now, this could potentially mean 1 million Tesla robotaxis capable of driving around and operating like Uber and Lyft, except that they don't have a driver, so they're so much more cheaper, and they're going to absolutely dominate Uber and Lyft if you don't have to pay for the expense of driving. And basically this can result in a lot of extra money for Tesla, potentially a gross profit of $30,000 per vehicle per year. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that they will get 1 million vehicles out there using the robotaxi feature, but let's just say even 10% of that number, 5% of that number, that could result in a lot of money coming Tesla's way. Tesla's second main advantage that I see them having as a stock is just the sheer demand for their cars. I mean, if we just look at how Tesla's Model 3 sales have done, they've blown the competition out of the way. They're beating all of those big name companies like BMW, Mazda, Volvo. And this graph, yes, it was made in July 2018, but it's the same in the first quarter of 2019. The Model 3 was yet again the best-selling premium car in the US in quarter one, outselling the runner-up by almost 60%. And it's just interesting because not just the American consumer, but people around the world have this fascination with Tesla cars. You know, Tesla, they do a presentation and it sells out with over 1 million views on YouTube. That's a presentation. What other company do you know that just doing a presentation like this could be that popular? I mean, you know, okay, Elon Musk, he goes on the Joe Rogan podcast, 21 million views just on YouTube. We don't know what the iPhone views are. You know, people are fascinated with Tesla and they're fascinated with Elon Musk. Now, the third main advantage that Tesla have is the fact that they purely focus on electric vehicles, whereas most other companies and their factories are designed to make fuel-consuming cars. Tesla now have factories that are designed purely to produce electric vehicles, and they are building new factories as well in places like China. So, this will give them a competitive advantage over other big companies. But I must say, on the other hand, those big factories have been producing cars for years. The likes of, you know, Toyota, Honda, they've been in the game for years and they have a lot of money and resources into producing electric vehicles. I would still say, however, that Tesla have the advantage. So just from a holistic point of view, stepping back and looking at Tesla as a whole, I would say those are its main key advantages. So obviously the next logical question that you would probably ask me is, Cooper, why aren't you buying into Tesla stock? Tesla, it's selling for the cheapest price it has sold for in a long time. Why aren't you buying more into this company? It's a good question, and let me explain why. So, if we take a look at the general pattern that has occurred with Tesla stock over the past 6 months, the pattern is downhill. Since its high in December 2018 at $376, the price has just been going down. So, if I take a position now in the stock, there is no guarantee that it is not going to keep going downhill. In fact, I'd say the next likely thing for it to do is keep going down. Earnings haven't been good lately, and there's been a lot of bad news based around Tesla stock. And as the saying goes, you do not want to catch your hand on a falling knife. And that's essentially why I'm not buying just yet. But I gotta say this, if Tesla continues to go down, if it keeps falling, it is quite likely that I'm going to continue to add to my position in Tesla stock. Because Tesla do have a lot of growth opportunities as a company. They've got, the robotaxis, they've got the high demand for cars, they've got the fact that they're a pure electric vehicle maker, they're not gasoline as well. And the reason I initially took a position into Tesla stock was a swing trade. And if the stock drops lower, I will probably buy more with the same idea in mind, waiting for that swing to go back up again. Right now it's on the down, and the thesis behind buying would be to wait for it to go up again. But on the other hand, we do have to realize that there's a chance that the stock will not swing back up again, and that's why Tesla will only ever be a small portion of my overall portfolio. For those who don't know, most of my portfolio is predominantly filled up with value stocks that I know are going to do well over the long term. However, I do like to expose myself in a small percentage to stocks like Tesla, which have opportunities, but it is definitely more risky. So, guys, let's see what happens. Who knows what the heck will happen with Tesla? But as you all know, anything can happen. They've got a lot of positives, but it is also risky. So, have that in mind before you buy into the stock. Let's see what happens. I'll be keeping track of Tesla stock on this channel. So subscribe, drop a like, do all of that, guys. And it's good to be back making videos. This is what I love. I love finance. I love the stock market. And I'm very grateful to have all you guys as viewers. So, guys, I'm going to catch you all in the next video. Thank you.